Okay, so today is February 7th, 2024. We're going to attempt to redo this micro tick largest per bar. Is that the one that we're going to do? Yeah, the spread. Spread micro tick largest per bar. What were we looking for there? I really got to start putting more comments in my scripts and make notes of my scripts as I make them so that I can easily recall them. So this is I was looking at one just a little bit ago and I was looking at the wrong one. All right, so this is a spread micro tick largest per bar. I think what I was looking for was to find the largest spread per bar. Inch bar persists for the vectors, which we know that we have to now do inch bar persist for any vectors or arrays. You can do it for an array as well. I've got inch bar persist on this array. I didn't do that last time though, and I was trying to figure it out for a long time. All right, so I'm starting a new vector. Dang it. All right, so I'm starting a new vector called bid spread, and then bid spread, I guess ask. It's a new vector as well. And if bar status is equal to 1, then we're going to begin. We're going to push back the inside bid to bid spread vector. Same thing with the bid spread ask. We're going to push the inside ask there as well. If it's the inside bar. And then if the bar status equals 2, so the end of the bar, we're going to set the max index of this dynamic array a hold. We're going to set it to count plus 1. Well, bid spread count, how many counts are in the vector. We can do it with either because they both have the same number at this point. All right, so now also bar status is 2, so it's the last tick of the bar, the closed tick of the bar, and bid spread count. So we have at least two vectors, two values in the, or elements, I think they call them, 2 elements in the vector. Then we're going to start this. We're going to say that the bid spread at count. So this is the, I think this is, I'm pretty sure this calls, yeah, this looks for what it is. This returns value 15. It returns what's in the vector, the element in the vector at index count. And this returns the element at index count as well. I'm just going to double check that because I feel like I know it looks at it, but I didn't know. Let's access an element. All right, so we got that. So now at each index, we are then subtracting the bid from the ask and assigning that into the array at index count. Right, and then we're adding count 1. We're adding 1 to the count, and then we're repeating this until we get to the target number of how many elements are in the vector. Then when we get done with that, we can just reset the count because we'll use it back again later when we go back through the entire iteration again. So if bar status is equal to 2, also we're at the end of that bar, and there is something in the array. Hang on. Yep, there is something in the array, and bid spread count is greater than 2, so there's at least 2 elements in the. I'm probably going to take this off because I'm I'm doing that out of an abundance of caution, but I think it may be messing my script up a little bit. Then begin value 1. We're looking for the extreme. Yeah, I think yesterday when I looked this up, when I was working on it, I think there was something that was just called extremes, not extremes array, maybe. So, well, I did end up finding extremes array because it had the array, it had the number of items to assess, whether or not you're doing the highest, or if you wanted to do the lowest, you use a -1, and then you are outputting extreme value or extreme position raw. And then that assigns these outputs to this value 2, value 3. And then, so if bar status is 2, again, we're still on that last bar, embed spread.count is greater than equal to 2. Then we're going to begin count equals 0, which we already did up here. So we'll just get rid of that here because it's just adding to redundancy. We're going to plot value 2, which is the highest value within this array. Then we're going to clear this vector, and we're going to clear this vector. And we're going to end. So it just looks a little wonky though. I mean, I'd hate to think that this is really the spread between these two between the bid and the ask here. Where are we at? Inside matrix. Oh. Spread here. It's looking like anywhere from, yeah, about 75 cents. 50 cents, 25 cents. So go back here, getting up to 75 cents. So I guess that is right then. And then in here we have plenty of times where it's just at 50 cents. Okay, gotcha. And then our 0 line would be down here. Okay, our 0 line would be down here, which would say that maybe that's how I need to scale it, because with it scaled, what did I do? I feel like I did something with I feel like the volume just changed. I feel like the volume changed to a, maybe it didn't. I feel like this volume changed to a, like a tick volume instead of a actual natural volume. So you go over here, you double click on the symbol, and then you go to, I think it's properties. Style. There's some setting, time frame, drawing, study, style, where you choose what the volume is based on. Oh, here it is. Yeah, under settings, you go to for volume, use trade volume, or you can use tick count. If you use tick count, then it should always 15 ticks. So again, you double click on this, you go to tick count. Dang, I didn't realize it messed up it'd restart everything. Okay, that sucks, because I'm tracking this data, but yeah, all right, great. All right, so, but again, so everything is 15 ticks, so all these bars here should be 15 ticks. Every now and then, again, you will see something that is higher than the rest, and so, but typically you have that during the daytime where volume comes in really quick. All right, so trade volume. Okay, but you can see that on average, the number of shares being traded for each bar is roughly the same, except for this one. Okay, so yeah, so back here we had this. This was set up automatic scaled, and so it started looking weird. Well, I can show you on ES. It looked like that, looked like spikes like that. And so I thought that something was wrong with it, which there's nothing wrong with it. Actually, it's just saying that the base, this flat line here, the lowest point, the base, which happens pretty much all the time, is what? This 25.25. So one tick. That's the base spread. That's the base max spread. Not the minimum spread, but the base maximum spread. So if I scaled it out like that, then, and I could see like even on this one I don't see a zero line. I could move this up where I could see a zero line, then it would make a little bit more sense. And I think because I'm connecting these lines, it doesn't make as much sense. I probably need to put this as a histogram. Here I was about to change the entire script, but I read through it and it sounded all right. But I think there is one or two things that I want to change still, so I'm gonna look back at it. But it just needs to be styled. I think a histogram makes more sense. A little bit thick bars. Too thick. Too thick. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. And then we'll go and plot a zero line just so we can have a better reference that this isn't just floating in the air. It is relative to something. It's relative to zero. So let's add a zero line. Where are we at now? Plot 4. Plot 4 equals 0. Okay, add that zero line. All right, so one of the things I did want to go back, I think instead of doing all this stuff is greater than or equal to 2, do we really need that? Bar status equals 2, count is greater than or equal to, let's say greater than or equal to 1. All right. Max can be +1, that's fine. That's not going to change anything as far as the array is concerned, because we're just taking the maximum within the array. All right, and then dot 2, then equal to 1. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to verify it and hopefully doesn't screw it. Now I know I'll lose all this and that's fine. But the other thing, I was gonna say I could run an average through it, and then if the bar is like less than the average, make the tick, or if it's greater than the average, make the tick blue. Let me see if I can do that. Come up with an average first. Average of what? Average of value 2. Okay, so we're gonna plot 5. It's gonna be average of value 2. How many bars? We'll say, well, let's do a 10 bar, and then average of value, hang on, value 2, 10 bars. Then we're going to call this 10 bar average, and then we'll make it blue and close close that. We'll say if, take this value 4, take it up here. I'm gonna make this equal to average 10, just so we don't have to keep moving it around. With that, go with value 4, 10-bar average. Then plot the 0 line, and then plot this. And then we'll say if value 2 is greater than value 4. So if our current value that we're plotting is greater than the moving average, then or we'll probably need to do a certain percent above, because the moving average is going to be relatively flat. And then all of a sudden you're going to have this tick above, which is going to bring it up, and it's going to give us a different color bar. But then on the way back down, no, it won't. It should be fine. I was going to think on the way back down it would dip below that base amount, and then it would give us some indicators there. So it's going to be flat here, flat here, flat here, flat here, flat here. Give us a blue colored bar, and then as it came back down, I was thinking it would dip down before it came back up, but it won't dip down. It'll just kind of stay up and go down like that. Then it go up again, and then it stay up like that, and then it come down. So value 4, then plot 3 is going to be, so I'm okay with yellow, but we'll hard code it in yellow. All right, and then again, plot 3 is yellow. If value 2 is greater than or equal to 4, then plot, we already have a plot 3, yeah, plot 3. Value 2 is going to be equal to blue. All right, I think that's right. Plot value 4, average blue. What do we do here? Value 4, plot 5 is value 4, to our average blue. Get rid of that. And over here, that actually parentheses. Get rid of that. Okay, now everything starts over, unfortunately. Okay, so now we have to wait to see what kind of, all these are blue right now because we're starting off that average. Very nice, pretty. Okay, very nice. All right, go back to NQ. See what NQ is doing. All right, now NQ, it's essentially doing the same thing except for it's not the histogram. So let me make this, so you go to your settings at your script, go to properties, and then you change your chart style here, and then it will stay the same. So the 0 line, we do want the 0 line to be a line. We want this one to be, we want this one to be a line. This is the histogram. This one is the histogram. This is our value. Like I said, I've got to start putting labels on this stuff. Okay, so this is the histogram. All right, and this is the 0 line, and then this is the 10-bar average, which should be a line as well. Okay, and then let's see, for the histogram, we don't connect the lines. For the 0 line, you know, we can connect the lines. And for the 10-bar average, we do want to connect the line as well because it's a line, right? Okay, then we hit OK. Now it won't change it on this screen. It'll only be applicable for when you put a new study on the chart. So we have to either have to go in here manually and do it, or we'll have to add a new study of that same thing. Spread, micro tick, largest per bar. And now when you go to it, you might have to remove it from the chart first. Oh, no. I hadn't verified it, which problem there is now we're going to lose all this. All right, so verified. It's going to restart. Okay, and so again, it didn't do the histogram and everything because it's already on the chart. So now we go to add a new one. spread micro tick largest per bar. Then we hit OK. And it automatically has the settings, the properties that were established on the actual script itself. So now once things level out, they'll turn yellow again. They'll mellow out. Okay, and then spread reversal. We didn't save that one yet. I think I made a minor change there. Spread reversal. It's this guy. So I probably need to do something similar with the spread reversal down here, giving us these weird vibes here. Okay, and Q. Now it's settling out. And you see how we have this one up here. So this one we can go ahead and get rid of. But the coloration is the same, right? The coloration is the same because it's based on the same values. It's just how it's displayed is different, the style. All right, so we're going to get rid of that one. Keep this one. Probably wish those bars were maybe a little bit thicker. Setting of 3. Oh, better. So then we just go back here for our histogram. What was our histogram data? That was the actual value. To do a setting of 3, we have to put a default in there. I think they're reserving that for whatever they're going to do with it. It's just kind of like a placeholder that Tradestation is set up until they get ready to do what they want to do. All right, so default 3, so that is the weight of the, that's the weight of the style display. Okay, so, and then this is just an easier indicator to see that we're getting above the averages. All this is flat line here, and then all of a sudden when you're getting above the averages, what happens? You got some type of projection. Probably need to do this with different colors. I'm typically doing my blues and my reds for my bids and my asks. So maybe I'll do this black. In the past, I've been doing ticks as white and something. So maybe I'll do that. Let's do it as white and black. I want to be somewhat consistent. All right, now for this guy, yeah, that's going to reset back there. But for this guy, we want to do a similar thing. Count greater than 1 and count less than 2. Spread. This is the spread reversal. What was I looking for here? I was looking for the difference between, well, as I was looking through this, I realized that it didn't make any sense. So, well, some of the things I didn't make any sense, but effectively this line here, if count is greater than 1 and less than 20, then begin value 5 is equal to a spread count minus a spread count. Well, that's 0. So this line here is really null. That's mute. That's not doing anything. But this is working. Average array. We're taking the array of the a spread, which is an array spread over 9 counts I was saying, why are we doing 9 when we should probably be doing 19? Because the array holds 20. Array holds 20, so let's go for 19. A count is greater than or equal to 1 and less than 20. We're going to do ask minus the bid. Okay, then we're doing the average. Count is equal to 20, count equals 0. Okay, so we're doing the average here. On the other one, we were looking at I have one indicator where we're looking at the max of the ask and the max of the bid. And then we have the other one where we're looking at the max spread between the bid and the ask. And so this one is the average spread. Over 20 though. Average over 20. So let's see how this one is looking. I don't really love the black and white look, but I think it's okay. It lets me know that I'm looking at ticks. So it kind of needs to stand out. And then so I'll probably change these two here to black and white. That'll be fine. Okay, NQ is moving. Let me see. No, I'm not going to trade it. I'm not going to try to scalp in or anything. I'm just going to wait. Be patient. Line right up there, but I said I want to let my scripts work today. So I want to step back of the discretionary trading and let my scripts guide me. That's my plan for today. There's a line right here too, though. So it's right above this line that I drew. This line that was created by a script. It's right there. So we'll see what happens. All right. This is the spread reversal at the bottom of the page. This guy here. So we're going to go ahead and verify this. Bar value 2. Have I never verified that? No, I was playing with it earlier. We'll just call this val 1 and val 2. It doesn't like us playing with the reserved words. I can respect that. Okay. So now we'll get something down there, and these one I thought was the average. Plot 2 is the average. Plot 1 is the average. I only had one plot. I thought there were 2 plots I saw on that thing. Unless I'm missing it. Ah, okay, up top. Plot 1, yeah, but essentially that doesn't do anything. Because it can't calculate with those live values. Alright, looks like we're not getting anything right now. Okay, there we go. So again, this is the average of the spread. So we needed 9 bars before we could start printing this, because it's the average of 9 bars. That makes sense. All right. And for the average, we will leave it as a line. Doesn't need to be a histogram. Leave it as a line. Only thing I don't like is when it gives you this long 0 bar here, something like that. So to prevent that, because this is only working with live data, so it should only you should only expect something when the chart is live. So to prevent it from giving you any data prior to that and messing up your scaling, you can do, before you do plot, you can say if it's a real time. You can either say if it's last bar on chart, or so let's look at last bar on chart first. If last bar on chart, and then plot it. Okay, so you got that one. That one's going to set up. Okay, so it didn't plot anything over here like we didn't want it to do, and then all of a sudden on with these last bars, it is plotting information, values, or you can say if you have to do get app info AIR real-time calc. I think you do equals 1, and that means that this is a real-time trade kind of a thing. AI real-time calc identifies calling application is calculated as a result of a real-time trade. Returns 1 if the calculation results from a real-time trade, otherwise 0. So if get app info AI real-time calc equals 1, then you're gonna start the plot. Okay, so we can hit verify on that, and it does similar to what the other one did, whereas nothing will be plotted until you get into a real-time situation, until there's something on the chart. You got the chart open. Okay, all right, so that'll start setting up by the time this bar closes. Or okay, there we go. I was gonna say or 9 bars out, but it can take an average of 9 bars without having values in all 9. Okay. All right, folks, nice little pullback right there. So I'm gonna hop off here. This is all I was gonna do with this for today. Remember, always try to find your events log, because your events log has a lot of good juicy information regarding your scripting. And if you have stuff going wrong, I think you can go up here to view and then go to messages, events log. Yeah. At one time, my events log wasn't showing up and I was lost because I was having issues with my scripts and I couldn't debug them. I couldn't figure them out. Okay, all right, but I'm gonna work on a script for probably NQ today on the 5-minute time frame. I'm gonna try to find another good script for it. Got some pretty decent scripts on the 5-minute time frame for ES, but yeah, we'll get it going. So, all right, guys, this is Eric. I'm out. Peace.